The power of your questions. So I really want to talk to you today about the power of your questions. So as an entrepreneur and as a service-based entrepreneur, and especially if you're in the coaching space, I really want to, and if you are a client and have ever had support from a business coach, a mentor, anyone in the online space, I really want to talk about the power of questions. And there's a few reasons for this. One, I'm an ex-teacher, so I'm super passionate about making sure that my students get the very, very best support. But two, because I really am an advocate for encouraging independence, resilience, and initiative. And these are key for me, making sure that I am creating other business owners that are using their initiative, taking responsibility for their own creativity and resourcefulness, and really making sure that they are becoming independent in this space. And a lot of that comes from the power of our questions, the quality of the questions that we are asking, not only to ourselves, but to our clients. And the reason I share this is the quality of your question really is going to depict the quality of the support that you get. It's going to dictate the quality of support that you get. Dictate, not depict. So the quality of questions. So things that I do, so some rules that I have when I meet my clients, especially in person, they are not allowed to answer with I don't know. That is not a quality piece of information for your brain or for the person serving you. So really try and avoid your responses to questions being I don't know, I'm not sure, and allow your brain to really start to formulate the depth in your answer, quality answers. And when you're asking questions, I used to limit my students to 2 questions a lesson. And with my clients now, I say, okay, what's the question here? Where do you need the support? Where's the struggle? What do you need from me? How can I help you with this? And it avoids creating questions for the sake of creating them. If we're asking questions that we could answer ourselves, we are not allowing ourselves to be stretched and challenged in the way that we know we are capable of. So it's really important, especially in the coaching space, and for me, it's one of my biggest values, to make sure that my clients, the only way my clients can get the best from me is if they're showing up prepared, independent, using their initiative to think, how can I maximize my time with Sam today? What can I really go deeper with her on? Where do I want her support? So questions, the power of questions, and also questioning yourself. Before I ask anyone else for feedback, I go deeper in myself. Have I really done enough here to answer this question for myself? Have I looked at all of my options? Am I creating opportunities for just other people to fix this for me? How can I fix this for myself? Where am I holding myself back? What is this showing to me? What can I learn? So it's not always easy, but I do think the power of questioning and using questioning in your coaching and in your own self-reflection and in your journaling has the power to really impact where you go and how you get there. So even when you look at your journaling questions, rather than saying, what's my one goal today? Or how do I feel? You could be asking yourself things like, if I fully trusted in my capability and in my potential, what would I be doing today? If fear wasn't holding me back, how would I show up? So rather than just what's my goal or how do I feel, have I woken up feeling differently to how I woke up yesterday, and why? These are really good questions, just basic questions. I just thought of them now. But it's really important to start thinking about that. And with a coach, things that I would do with my coach, and I've always done, is this is where I'm at. These are my thoughts. These are the outcomes I've come up with for myself. What do you see here? So I challenge my coach, but that allows my coach to give me their very best. Challenging your coach, challenging your mentor, challenging yourself allows you to create the very best for yourself and to receive the best. And ultimately we all want that, don't we? We want to be building businesses and ourselves in a way that really does allow us to shine and be our best. So that's what I really want you to be focusing on, the power of your questions, the power of your questions to yourself, and the power of questions that you're asking others. Are you relying on other people to almost troubleshoot for you, to almost fix it for you? Are you relying on people to create thought habits for you? How much is your brain actually working? How much are you processing your thoughts? You know, like sometimes we get lazy with our thinking, especially when we leave school and we leave university or we leave that full-time job and when we're now reliant and dependent on ourselves, our brain can almost just become on autopilot. So how often are you challenging yourself? How often are you really putting yourself into this challenge mentality, you know? And it could be just not using your sat nav when you drive, using your sense of direction to find places, trying to remember numbers off the top of your head, you know, phone numbers, you know, thinking of different synonyms for words. There's so many ways to challenge our brains, and sometimes that's the best way to then spark new thoughts, new ways, just to really, really, just create challenge. I can't stress that enough. So I really want you to be thinking about that. How are you asking questions to yourself and to your support network? What type of questions are you asking? And why are you asking them? You know, I'll say that to my clients sometimes. Why are you asking me that? Or it seems like you've already got the answer, so what do you really need? Why does this matter to you? Is this really the question, or is this just the thing that you think should be the question because it's easier to ask? Even those questions are challenging. So ask yourself that too. Why are you asking the question? Why is this the solution that you're looking for? Why now? Why does it matter? Why is it a priority? You know? So really, really important to think about that. So as a coachee and as a coach, as a mentor, I'm really encouraging you to start thinking about these three things. Why you're asking the questions you're asking, what you want to gain from asking that question, and how is this question challenging you or the person that you are asking, and really start to self-reflect on that. So some food for thought there. And I'm really hoping, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. I'd love to know how you perceive questions, your value of questioning, why you enjoy questions. Do you question? You know, what is a question for you? I'd love to find out. Because the other thing is, when we ask a question, it's not for an answer. It shouldn't be for an answer. When we ask a question, it should be to be challenging us to experience different perspectives. So if we're asking a question just for an answer, there's another way we could have found that answer. So thinking about that as well, how are you being resourceful with where you find your information and how you are getting that information? So the power of questioning. Do you believe in the power of questioning? Do you enjoy questioning? Do you enjoy being questioned? I just want to know. I want to know the answers to all of these from you. I want to know what comes up for you. And the reason I want to know is I want to see how deep you can go with this. And I want to see the power of these questions, what they create for you, what reflections they bring up, what thought processes happen. So let me know. I'd love to start a conversation around it. Let's do this. The power of your questions. I don't know why I did that. So the power of your questions. I'm really looking forward to finding out what comes up for you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you very, very soon.